Here we go. Here we go. And let's mess with audio settings right quick. Turn the music up. Out there. Oh, gotta sneeze. I lived. I didn't actually have to sneeze. I lied. Okay. How does that look? Let's. Minecraft is kind of a quiet game. All right. Oh. So I guess I'll wait for people to straggle in if anybody decides to show up. This will be a pretty. There'll be like a hard cutoff of like 2.5 hours for this stream, but this is more to just like kind of fill in the gap so I don't have another huge gap like I did a little bit ago, a couple weeks ago, as it were. Because I gotta try. I'm trying to be at least somewhat consistent with how I do this, but it's a little easier said than done sometimes, it feels like. Sometimes my brain is just mush. I feel like I don't want to do this now that I've started. So how much stone would I need to... A fair bit of stone, actually. That's okay. Let's actually get some stone before, so we can kind of mark out the border of this. Because I feel like I've gotten into a bad habit with Minecraft where like I kind of just go only for like like I go for really like squared edges. I feel like I don't know if that makes sense. Like it's too clean. A lot of my builds feel too clean, I guess is the best way to put it. And it sucks too because I used to try and emulate like the natural kind of generation that Minecraft has. At least like a long time ago, I really liked the idea of like kind of keeping in line with like world generation and the way that that looked. And I've kind of stopped doing that. And I don't know exactly why. Like I have an idea, but mostly because it's quicker to kind of build just a big cube, you know. But I'm gonna try my best to spice shit up. Especially with this build, because I did start off wanting to like make this look like a natural, obviously not super natural looking, but I did build it over top of a cave and stuff. So I was like, I do kind of want it to look like I dug out a mountain as opposed to like putting something in the mountain. And I kind of didn't do that all that well, I feel like. Especially for what I'm gonna try and do kind of like above this area. I would like a sort of like somewhat natural kind of like aesthetic for what I'm trying to do. I think the other thing too is because my projects get so big, doing like block placing like this just takes, I guess I did already say that like it's a speed thing, I think. It's quicker to kind of dig in straight lines and stuff like that. I don't know. Gonna be a lot of yapping this stream. Big old Yap City out here. Fucking say Yap City and then I go radio silent for like 2 minutes. Real fucking it's so weird to me, I guess, to I don't I don't know. Streaming is such an interesting and weird thing to me, which is it's which makes it funny that I've gone away from videos like or not live videos to like live video. It's a weird. It's just weird to me. But I guess like in general, I find like when I really think about it, the concept of like not I hate to say like the concept of content creation, but like the state of like content creation on the internet, I guess I should say, because I'm not just like I I don't think like movie productions or like TV show productions or like any other like normal or I guess not normal. Normal's the wrong word, but like more outdated forms of content creation, like old school media, like television broadcasts and stuff like that, and movies. It's such a different thing. Even as someone who like consumes a lot of like new school media, like YouTube, like live streams here and there, I like when I think about it, like it's a genuinely weird thing overall, I feel like. I have no stone. That's unfortunately. Unfortunately? Ugh. Brain work, please. It's weird to me because one, the state that it's kind of in currently, right? Where it's where it used to be very like I feel like it used to be very personality driven, and it still is to an extent. But now it's like I guess not personality driven, more just like not numbers based. Like it's still personality driven, but it's the underlying like drive is like numbers. And it's always been such a weird thing to me. I don't know how to explain that at the moment. I don't even know what I'm talking about, honestly. I'm just kind of going. I'm in a weird like mindset right now. I think it's because there's so much that is like going on, like generally, not even just in my personal life, but in like the world, that I feel like I have a hard time talking about things that don't pertain, like, because I try and keep like a pretty. I would like for my streams to be pretty like escapey, like you don't have to worry about like topicalness or whatever, and you can just enjoy the stream for the shit that goes on just in the stream without like worry of outside shit, I guess. But it seems like more and more it's hard for me to like find shit to talk about that doesn't pertain to like current topic or current issue or current event type shit, which I think sucks. And I think that's on me mostly though. And I've for a while it felt like I was pretty good about avoiding like the generally more negative stuff that's going on, like a lot of the current like the current stuff, like a lot of people getting outed for crazy shit, or like the like economic issues, I guess, and like political issues. But it seems like more and more it's getting harder and harder for me to avoid it in a lot of ways. Because even with a curated like just feed, I still, and I'm not talking about like for you pages, because I try not to look at that anymore because it just seems like I can't avoid certain topics no matter how hard I try. I'm talking like just like I just looking at like pages I do follow. It's like it's getting harder and harder to just get away from the shit that I don't want to look at, which sucks because I feel like I'm a pretty like cynical person in a lot of ways, but I don't necessarily want the stream to be like, I don't want my like, I hate to say persona, I guess, because I'm not really trying to put on like a facade. Like I don't want to be like a weirdly fake positive person on stream, but it's more just that like I don't want the negativity to be so ingrained or centered around like current event shit. I don't know. Another thing too is like I used to be such a, at least on social media, I used to be a very quick to post like just about anything that came to my mind. Uh, like not even like mostly bitching and complaining about shit that kind of like current event and like also personal stuff. And now I try and avoid that for a lot of reasons. One of them being like it doesn't really do me any good, or it never felt like, it started to feel like it wasn't like venting and more just like kind of just saying shit to say shit. I don't know if that even makes sense to say it that way, but I just stopped posting all the thoughts that came into my mind. And now I'm in a place where I'm like, I really want a space where I can just say where I want to do that, but I also like don't want it to be the stream either. Which is such a weird position to be in where you're like, I want to be able to yell into the void, but I don't really want that void to have an audience. It's a very weird. Like I always talk about with or not always talk about, but with some friends I talk about wanting to be wanting to be seen but not perceived, I guess. Like the attention is cool, but I'm also at this same time I'm like, but I don't want it to be like that kind of attention. I don't want it to be like a pedestal kind of attention. I don't know. Because now that I'm vocalizing it on stream too, this is all kind of like cringe and lame or whatever. But I guess ultimately I don't know what I'm doing with this stream, and I don't think that bothers me, but it's something I think about where I'm like, what's my, what's the end goal? What is it, what purpose does this serve aside from being just kind of like something to do, which may or may not be like a good way to like approach like doing something like this, I guess. Because I feel like the best way to go about streaming and stuff like that is to have kind of like at least somewhat of a clear idea of what you want to do with it. Not necessarily like as soon as you do it, but within the first like month or two. And I don't even like have like an idea. I don't really have goals, like legitimate goals. Like I joke about like with the buddies, with my boys, like fucking VTuber collabs. That'd be funny. It'd be something to do, something to strive for. But I don't necessarily even really like want that in like a legitimate way. Like it'd be cool, but I'm like I don't necessarily like I'm not aiming for it, you know? So it makes doing this sometimes like kind of weird because I'm kind of like what do I want from this? And maybe even thinking about it like that is like a weird way to think about it because like I guess part of my issue is not seeing this shit as like a like creation necessarily. Like live streaming I don't view as like like some sort of artistic expression, I guess. Whereas I imagine there are quite a few people out there who would see it that way as some sort of like artistic expression. But I don't view it that way, so it's a weird sort of like it feels weird to ask myself like what do I want to do with this when like maybe that's the wrong way to go about it. Maybe I should just focus on like doing it for the love of the game instead of just being like what do I want from this? I don't know. Like I said, my perspective on this is all whack, I think. I don't think my perspective really aligns with like the general perspective on live streaming. I will say it's also weird to do live streams and then not really consume many live streams to begin with. So maybe that was my first misstep probably was like was being like, I know what my avenue of creation will be. It'll be live streaming, that thing that I like rarely consume on my own. So it's, something. It's fucking something. That's for sure. Probably another thing that I've always had kind of an issue with when it comes to like creating anything is I always like I was talking to someone a long time ago. I don't know what to really label them, so I'll just say someone that I was close with for a while and I'm no longer close with. Uh, I was talking to them about a year or two ago now, a year and a half probably, and I was just talking to them about how I had a hard time with a college class that I took, flunked out of, or fucking ran away from. Uh, and it was a writing class, and I kind of had an issue with just taking criticism as criticism and not like personally, I guess. Like I don't let it like it's one of those things where like I say that and it sounds like I would get upset with people for criticizing like things that I made. But it wasn't even that really. It was more just that like when I would get criticized, it would hurt as opposed to like and I would take it on the chin, not take it on the chin, but take it like it'd be like a punch in the gut a little bit. And they were telling me that it's kind of the wrong way to view any sort of creation, especially like critique on that creation, is you shouldn't really let it be personal. You should always like just take it as just a critique of the piece as opposed to a critique of your process of creation, which is weird. Which is a weird thing that I've always had a hard time with when it comes to creating of any kind. It's like doing like live streaming. It's one of those things where I'm like that conversation is always at the back of my mind. Is like if I were to ever get like major criticism, you know, not that I would, not that I would get to the point where there would be criticism to be had. Obviously, biggest criticism right now would probably be like, brother is yapping too much, but it is what it is. Uh, and maybe that's another reason that I find content creation so weird is that conversation in particular. It seems like because stuff is so individual driven, like it's so personality based, and it's about like live streaming is about like putting yourself out there on an individual level. Maybe that's why I've always found it so weird as a creation type is that like any criticism you could really level at like live streaming is kind of inherently personal because you can't really like you can critique the game obviously, but like the performance itself being put on display is very personality driven. So like there's no real way to not critique the person on a personal level. So any criticism that does come your way in that avenue is very personal. Because there are some things that you just can't like some people can't really change about themselves. And I think that's oops, probably why it feels so weird to me generally. That might have been the most like nonsense thing I've ever said, but I don't know. Gotta say something. Got a mic in front of me, so. I imagine though that like there are different types of streams, I guess. Like there's not just gaming streams or like uh, commentary or reaction streams, whatever you want to call them. Got to spit them hot bars. True, true. Welcome in, Kiowa. I don't even know if what I'm saying even makes sense, honestly. I feel like I'm just yapping a little bit. Like I'm just waffling about. But I was gonna say I guess there is some content where like instead of it being like solely personality driven, I'm getting what you're saying. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm not completely losing my mind, which is good. I'm vocalizing in a good way. Uh, there is some level of like there are different types of streams, like reaction based like streams or like actual like people doing art, like creating actual like drawing or like shit like that, or like rigging a model for like a VTuber or something. Uh, where like the criticism there could be, you know, levied at the piece itself as opposed to the personality behind the piece. But then you also then that adds another layer of weirdness where it's like there's a personality attached. It's not just a finished piece of art. The personality is putting on display the process and the personality itself behind the piece of art. So that's another layer of like hard to not make it personal, I guess. So it's weird. Live streaming as a whole is a very weird thing to me. Content creation itself on the internet in its current state is a very weird thing to me too. So it's weird to be someone kind of like doing that content, you know. And I say someone doing that content like just solely like in the most charitable sense of that phrase, in the sense that like I don't consider myself really like a content creator, I guess. Just a dude who plays games and yaps on a mic for a little bit. But like so I'm kind of glad Niji never picked me up. That's fair. And VTubing too is another VTubing itself I feel like is another like weird adds another layer to it too though, because it's like it's not that those people aren't genuine, but it's like there's like a double layer mask there, it feels like. There's like a level of like I've got to be my VTuber, but I'm also like a person outside of this too. And those don't necessarily like overlap all that well. Like it's not as bad as it used to be, I guess. But like there's plenty of like VTubers that have been like that are like basically like, hey, listen, stream VTube stream is VTube stream, but outside of that, like it's not what you think it is, which is or the personality wise, right? Which I think is such an extra layer of like mind fuck. No, that's true too. It does depend on the person, but I'm thinking of like Hololive VTubers where like there's another layer of separation between like the personal and not personal idea of it, I guess. Like I don't I would say that I feel like a lot of VTubers nowadays, you do get a sense of what they're actually like, but you don't get the full picture, right? I get which is a lot of social media, but it's just the added layer of that aspect on top of like content creation. Like it just adds a lot of layers to the whole thing. Ooh, I didn't think about this. So it's just tricky overall. We'll chop that down. I guess ultimately what I'm trying to say is like I'm not really sure what the fuck I'm doing live streaming. Like I don't like there's really no goal with this. Like getting subscribers would be cool, you know, being able to monetize it would be cool. But I don't really think that's like the goal or like the why as to why I'm doing this. Which is also something I'm kind of trying to like which it's something that I think about quite a bit. Which is like hard to do. I'm getting to a point with a lot of stuff. Do you enjoy doing it? Yeah, no, it's not that. I'm not saying it like that. I'm not saying like, oh, woe is me. I don't know what I'm doing with this. It's more just like matter of factly. It's more just like objectively like I just kind of am doing it. Um, and I do enjoy doing it, you know. It's 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 something. I'm doing something at least, you know. Which again makes it sound like a very cynical, like it's a very cynical way of saying that, but it's just like there's not really like a goal with this. It's just something to do. Hmm. I think what I'll do here. I think I would also feel a little more not purpose. I hate to say purpose like with this if I was a little more varied in what I streamed, but I'm also like I don't want to like exhaust because I feel like it's crazy. So it's crazy for me to be like, I don't really have any goals, but I'm also thinking about like future like shit at the same time where I'm like, I don't want to play too many games so early on in this whole thing because like, because I have a hard time replaying a lot of stuff, especially like if it's within the like a year time frame. Like even if it's something that I view as like really good, like Baldur's Gate 3 for example, I love that game. I think that game is fantastic. Like just, despite any bitching or griping that I've done about it, I legitimately love that game. But going back to it to replay it, I I don't know. Like I'm hesitant to do it, you know? Even though I know that I missed a bunch of like cool shit because I kind of bumbled around in my solo playthrough. So it's like one of those things where like I don't have a goal, but I'm also like very conscious of the fact that like of the future of what this could be, you know? So I'm always thinking about that too when it comes to like what I'm actually like spending stream doing, you know? Like Minecraft is one of those things where I don't really have to worry about that because like it's a game of like your own making. Like there's no like coming back to it. It's kind of just like whatever you want it to be is so you can always come back to it infinitely and change shit. Whereas like other games like there's a little bit of freeformness to it, but it's not quite the same. I feel like disco. There's variables you can choose to spec into different like stats and stuff and play the game a different way. But like you don't really have that level of freedom. Like you don't want to play so too many games and burning out. Yeah, yeah. You get what I'm saying. Like I'm thinking about stuff like that at the same time as like talking about like I don't really know what I'm doing with this, but I'm still like trying to future proof it too, which is a weird thing for me to do, I feel like. Not like weird in the sense that it's like I shouldn't be doing it, but just weird in the sense of like it's a weird like dichotomy, I guess, in my own brain. Yeah, basically. The other thing too I think about is like I like uh, how do I word this? The other thing I think about too is like do I want to do like webcam in the corner or do I want to do the VTuber thing, right? And I've thought about both like pretty seriously, I feel like. And it's one of those things where like I feel like I don't like how do I oh my god. Like the VTubing thing is like cool and I participate in it and like the indie scene is like something, like I it's weird but like it exists. But I'm also like but I also don't I feel like a lot of like indie VTubers get like pretty harshly criticized if they're not shy about showing their real face. And I feel like I'm not too shy about that. And I would hate to get like pigeonholed into being like, well, you're a VTuber. Why can't I see your face all the time? And it's like, you're weird, you know? Because I personally don't care too much if a VTuber like, you know, it shows off their face. Like, I think that's a weird criticism against VTubers. Personally speaking, at least, or at least some VTubers. How does that look? Looks kind of whack. Actually, no, I kind of like that. I like the way that looks. So we'll leave it. We'll leave it. It's tricky. It's this game of this game of like creation juggling is like like these ideas are something. They're interesting. The other game too that you got to kind of play with yourself, it seems like nowadays, or play around with in your head, not play with yourself with, is like to like tell yourself to not think about the numbers, but also still be very aware of the numbers, or like to just kind of ride your own charisma a little bit and literally just never even think about the numbers and just kind of like wing it and hope for the best, you know? That's something else that like I've noticed is like there's very like very different approaches to like the number game. And I think god damn it, I think part of that comes from like I don't it comes from this weird like old school internet versus new school internet that like mentality that some people have, like where some people are very numbers driven because they kind of have to be. Whereas like the old school internet approach is like fuck the numbers, just do whatever. And I don't quite know which camp I fall into because I'm a very numbers oriented person. But I don't like the idea of thinking about the numbers. But I also feel like I don't quite have the privilege to not think about numbers. Not right now necessarily, but like if I were to gain numbers in the future, I feel like I wouldn't have the luxury of not thinking about them either. It's just the internet's a weird number game, and it makes me like it's a little weird to me. Not that I was like fucking born and raised in the generation of like 4chan boards and shit, but like it's just strange to see how sanitary and numbers driven it is nowadays. And obviously I'm just yapping. So it's like who knows if this even makes sense, but go to right here. Before it used to be a we ball type of thing, but now it's a gotta lock in, see where numbers lie and what category. Yeah, yeah, and it's kind of weird. Weird to me at least, right? Like I'm being a numbers driven person, like I get it, but it still is one of those things where I'm like, it just seems like it's less fun. The idea of being like a YouTuber seems like it's less fun than it used to be. Which is and I mean it probably is because it's so not commodified, but like so like different than it used to be. Like the game is different. The game has changed. Which I mean, the whole internet has changed too. So it's like it's a silly thing to be like YouTube is different. It's like everything is different because shit changes, and that it is what it is. It's just like just so crazy. Cause like I there's a podcast I watch called the Ben and Emil Show, uh formerly Pay Pigs, formerly TMG or not TM oh god no not formerly TMG formerly Trillionaire Mindset, and they were talking about a couple months ago, like I want to say like no more than 6 months ago, they were talking about how they like will upload the video form of the podcast with one thumbnail and they'll let it sit for a little bit and see how the thumbnail does, like how the thumbnail algorithm treats that thumbnail, like numbers type shit, right? And then they'll change the thumbnail to kind of like see how it reacts to certain things. And I was always kind of like, God, that feels kind of like it feels so lame to do, you know? And then that's another thing too, is like thumbnails is its own game on the YouTube platform too nowadays. It's its own skill set that you gotta like lock in too, and it's like I feel like I like I feel like trying that hard just it's like it seems like it's so soul sucking to me. It's weird. It's just weird. I still like the podcast. Like it's not like that's not a disparaging thing. You got to do what you got to do to make the, earn the fucking money. But it's just like it just sucks that like you can't just feel confident in something you create enough, or even if you feel confident in something that you made is like funny or like cool to post or whatever, and like you're kind of looking at the numbers as opposed to like the audience reaction to something, and it's weird. And obviously the numbers and the algorithm is like audience based, but it's like not really like one to one, and I think that kind of sucks. Like it is what it is, but it's just so interesting. I don't know. Me just blabbing about my weirdo perspective on the internet as it currently stands and content creation as it currently stands. With my veteran experience and all, with my vetted experience in the game, what little I have. What the hell happened to Disco Thursdays? I'm dog sitting again, or dog watching. So that's why I'm streaming Minecraft on a Friday to make up for no disco yesterday. I've also been waking up at 4 in the morning because my household is down to one car, and I get sleepy, like super sleepy, fucking at like 6 o'clock. So I don't have the brain power for disco streams this week. I will next week though. And I was planning, before you fucking came in here and decided to be rude about it, that I was gonna do two disco streams next week on Thursday and Friday. But someone wants to come in and fucking be mad at me and act like disco's not coming back ever when I just fucking missed it once. Well, I mean, I've missed it a couple of times, but you fucking missed it for 1 week, and suddenly there's hell to pay. Dog sitting streams, let's go. Don't be mad at the dog. It's not the dog's fault. River is a chill dog. She's very nice. Dog sitting streams, let's go. No, because it's not real dog sitting. I basically just go. I go over, let them out, give them some food, give them some water. You know, give them pets, and I kind of bounce from there. So like I'm only like chilling for like maybe like 15 to 30 minutes. Yeah, just give it chocolate. No, relax. I'm definitely not giving that dog chocolate. to do that with some friends of mine. Damn, bro. It's not that bad. It's all right. I'm getting paid for it too, so like can't complain. Can't complain. I definitely wouldn't give the dog chocolate because it's a certain close friend's dog, Rogue. Accidentally accidentally fed the dog its treats instead of the regular food. Jesus, bro. Shit. Didn't want that there. There we go. Yeah, that dog probably did like love you because that's crazy. Just want to do like kind of like this. Surprised the dog didn't end up fat. Well, I mean, they're not gonna get fat from one little slip up like that, bro. Whole tub of ice cream. It was like a good sized jar of those bone shaped. Ooh, that is quite a dense fucking treat type. So yeah, I guess it is a little surprising it didn't end up swollen. All right, so now we're gonna make all this stone. But yeah, no, on the disco thing, I will. The plan for next week is to 2 days in a row. It's not great for you, but you wouldn't turn into a lard ass if you only did it once. True. That is facts. Oh, son of a bitch. I wish I could eat a whole tub of ice cream. How, when we say tub, how big we talking? We talking a pint? We talking a gallon or like a quart? Like what are we talking about here? This is a great thing, Koopa. You can. Calm down. Don't encourage that. Physically, you probably could get away with it, Kiowa. If it's $10, it's probably like a oh no, what's bigger? Is a quart? No, a pint is oh brother. I don't even know anymore. How does that look good? I feel like that looks good. Doesn't look too unnatural. A pint is bigger than a quart, right? That's what I was trying. That's what I was trying to think about for a second. No, quart's bigger than a pint because a pint's just like a cup, right? Bro, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I don't know. That's why because I can't remember. I'm not firing on all cylinders right now. All two of them. I'm not firing on them. Quart's bigger. Okay. Cause isn't Bluebell's biggest size a quart of ice cream? Or is that the half gallon size? You know what? I could make 2 pints in 1 quart. Okay, gotcha. So it would be two like that. That'll work. I mean, it's just a shorter version of quarter, right? Because there's 4 quarts in a gallon. It is a weird word though, quart. It's a very American English word because it is so strange. Quart. Yeah, no, I feel that. I'm in agreement with that. Like if I didn't know what a quart was, I'd say you're full of shit that it's a real word. I think that looks good. Hmm. I'm just gonna say that looks good. Fuck it. When you type it out and you wonder if it's spelled right. True. That's when you just think about the word quarter though. Question is, what do I want to do here? What do I want to do here? Herm. Herm. See if I can. Like at some point in time, a person sat down and strung together an array of letters to make a word. I mean, that's literally what language is, brother. just people making shit up. Well, not making like not out of the blue necessarily, but there's it's a little like. Start watching Band of Brothers again. The theme song is so nostalgic. Yeah, Band of Brothers is pretty good. Uh, I can't recreate the tune like vocally, but I can remember it. So yeah, it's pretty dope. Let's maybe actually do. Bop, 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 bop. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know exactly what I'm doing with this here, but I'm trying something. We're gonna see what this looks like. General Hospital and MASH for me. Also solid. Also solid choices. What do you look like filled in? And we'll keep it like this. We'll do like that. Then like this. I never really watched MASH, but my grandfather did a lot. And I know a lot of people speak very highly of it too. But I just never had the never had really the opportunity to. I feel like I'm not gonna like this when I'm done. I think it was on a lot at my house because it was military oriented. I think that's a fair guess. It is also regarded as a really good TV show, but that would make sense for your household. I kind of hate this, unfortunately. I'll figure something else out. I actually really hate this. All that just to tear it all back up. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a very well regarded show. So oh, I was gonna say, since we're talking about shows, I recently watched all of The Bear. I don't know if I talked about that on stream yet or not, but I really enjoy that show. It's a good show. At least I think it's a good show. I don't know what the general consensus is. I've seen people be very like wishy-washy about how they feel about it, but I really like The Bear. Hmm. Never saw it, so uh it's good. Pretty solid. It's on Hulu if you have a Disney Plus subscription or whatever. I should actually probably just recook these now that I'm thinking about it. I think it's worth. I think it's worth at least watching like the first episode to get a feel for it. If you ever have the chance. It's also a weird show because it's listed as a comedy, but the jokes are like, I would say it's a comedy in the same way Shameless is a comedy, where it's like there's more drama than jokes. But unlike Shameless, I think that The Bear is like all around quality. Shameless is like every now and again it does something right, but The Bear is like pretty consistent. I enjoyed it. I'm very excited to hear about when season 4 comes out though. Tell you what. I'm gonna think about how I wanna set up this on Netflix to get like one. Well, I think it's also one of those shows that it's an FX show, so I think it started on like actual broadcast television, and then after the seasons or as the seasons were airing, it would go to streaming. So that probably helped it out a little bit. Um, I think it's getting a fourth season at least. I'm actually not that sure. I'd like for it to get a fourth season. I'd like that a lot. Yeah, yeah. That's what I attribute its longevity to, at least. Um, hmm. How tall are those? How tall are you? So, starting height of 100. So only 22 blocks tall from here. That's not super tall. But, hmm. What if I did perimeter, like 2 out, around the outside? Or 3 out, but with a block here, with that being the actual wall. So it would look like block, block. Okay. 2, 3, block. 1, 2, 3, block. Block here. Block there. Like that. Hmm. That's a little narrow, actually. So I'd go out one more in each direction. So boom, boom, boom. Then like that. That feels pretty decent, actually. But nah, I'm kind of okay with that. Am I? Am I okay with that though? Herm. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What am I can just count. Hold on. Well, no, because I gotta do something else. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6. So 8. So 1, 2, 3. So 8. One here like this. Son of a bitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We come out just 5 blocks? Yeah, just 5 blocks, huh? And do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of looks silly. Hmm. So 7, 12. That is 21 blocks across. No, what? 21. Where'd I get 20? Because we started at 7, 12. Right? 7, 12. Be 17? 17 blocks across? Yes, 17 blocks across. 21? Right? Did I do that right? Because 12, then minus 5. So that'd be 17. Okay. So 17, a circle with a fucking... Ow. With a circumference, a radius of 21 blocks, or 17 blocks. Damn it. Oh man, my energy is waking up at 4 o'clock shit is killing me. Could probably do setup like this. Huh. I like that a lot better. So if we maintain the 5 spacing. Wait, that's not even 5 spacing. Shit. I miss... No, no, no. No, I fucked that up. Okay, hold on. Hold on. We're thinking. We're thinking. So So the would be like this, then this, then this, then this, and go 5 across. No, what? Why is this not working in my brain? Hold on. I suppose that would need to be 7 across, actually. So if I want to maintain a 2 distance away, that at least lines up with the center. Maybe I'm just not seeing it right. Demons last few days, boys. Wish me luck tonight. Good luck, brother. I wish you luck in your endeavors. Oh, that's why this is fucking me up. Okay, okay, okay. So I forgot to do that. Then 2, 3. That should be the center. Hell yeah. Okay, so that could work. That could fucking work. Then we do boop, boop. We do like 2. And we go boop. Nope. Boop. Boop. By that I mean I've been fighting off flu or a cold, and last night I was shitting my guts out. Trying for the life of me to not throw up. Jesus, dude. Why are you getting sick so much, bro? Like, calm down. Just don't get sick, please. That sounds fucking awful. Sorry to hear that, bud. Did I fuck this up? Am I stupid? Why does this look weird? That's right. Why does that look weird to me? The last time you were in VC, you were like, you were having something going on with your guts. So I don't know, bro. You've been having issues. Not a chance. Okay. See if we make this 5 wide. Okay, okay, okay. I'm seeing the vision. I might be cooking with this one. I might also not be cooking with this one. Who knows? It truly is up to chance. You're like my boy Sanji with the cooking. Yeah, except real food, I'm just placing bricks. Listen, my tummy wasn't doing well that time. It definitely wasn't the same as it was last night because I was shaky and everything. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I don't think it was that bad. Huh. Driving over to watch the dog is gonna be. I'm gonna be so sleepy. No, that looks right. Bit of an eepy dog watch for sure, for sure. I mean, thankfully, I get to sleep in a little bit tomorrow. I'll get to wake up at around 7 instead of 4 in the morning. So that'll be pretty chill. I'm gonna need so much stone. Fuck. I was gonna try and go for 2 hours on this stream, but I'm getting like, damn, waking up at no. I'm not waking up at 3. I'm waking up at 4, and it was just for the last couple days. Hmm. Ugh. Yeah, this will be a really short stream. I think I'll go for another couple of minutes and probably call it. I mostly just wanted to get started on making this goofy ass space look somewhat presentable, make it a little cohesive. I might even get a job. Thanks, bud. Working on it. It was a little rude and unprompted. Oh god, am I gonna? I feel like leaving this side alone would be fine. Fuck! Stop yawning. Yeah, I feel like it'll be alright. You should move up here with me. With what money, motherfucker? You need a roommate who has money. I have no money. My ass is fucking broke. Brain stopped working for a second. That was weird. We're back on track though. Maybe. I think I fucked this up again. No? Okay, we're good. Is it even visible from... I don't know why I did that. It's not even visible from that side. That's stupid. I'm stupid. That was also dumb. I gotta dig these up anyway. What am I... What the fuck? Shit. Alright, yeah. Once we get this one set up, I'm gonna call it. I don't know what... 6:30? Alright. Yeah. Just gotta get this shit leveled out, and then we're good. I will probably stream around the same time on tomorrow that I did today, just because kind of don't want to miss another stream day this week. And I don't think I streamed on Saturday last week. So I'd like to stream on Saturday again at some point. So I'll more than likely stream tomorrow around 5-ish, depending on where my energy is at. Because right now I am sleepy and it is pissing me off. Keep fucking up. I did it again. I don't know why I keep walking towards it like that. One more layer, thank God. We're cooking, we're cooking, we're cooking. We be cooking. Alright. Oh, now I gotta put this outline down on all these other ones and then figure out how I want to, what the fucking walkway will look like to connect all these pieces of shit. And go from there. And then after I do that step, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with all this open space. I have an idea, but it'll take a fucking minute. That's for damn sure. But thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate it. I am so sleepy, it is actually insane. But I'll talk to y'all later. Bye bye.